There's your Deb. She's here. Hello, everybody. I was getting my last few things ready for today's live stream. So how is everyone? I see Diana Wright and Sonia's here. Patricia Fry, yay! Both Vicky Robles and Vicky Lemire. This is great. Marcia, hello again today. Cheryl is here. See Cheryl's quilt up on the wall? You'll notice I don't have the rolling quilt holder because it's packed in the car ready to go to retreat. Polly Thompson, I see somebody new. That's wonderful. Welcome here. Hello, Polly. So I'm seeing that my Susan is not here. My Susan Smith, who we love dearly, she lost her sister this week. So she's very sad, very shocked. It was expected and wasn't expected. So she needs to take some time to grieve and just deal with that. That's really hard. You know, it's the one thing about getting older is you start losing family members and you start to feel a little alone. So I can understand that. But, and Tanya, hello, Tanya. I don't know, Tanya. That's neat. So good to see you. Good to see you. All right. So Linda, Linda's here from Canada. Yay. Hello, sweetie. It is good to see you. And I just wanted to tell all of you, I have my peanut butter and jelly sandwich. I made sure to get something to eat today. Man, you should have seen us. Yay, Charlotte, way to go, hon. Oh, I hope you have everything you need. And Charlotte is my granddaughter, and she interviewed me. She had to interview someone for her class and in English. And so she's writing something up on me, and she got pictures and everything. I was so honored. So, Charlotte, I think that's wonderful. I wish I could see that. Thank you for the honor. And also I'm tickled because I'm a Deborah Ann and she's Charlotte Ann. And Ann with an E, just like Green Gables. Let me eat my last bite. Oh, is Tanya? You're from New Zealand, Tanya. Oh, we had a woman from New Zealand. And it was hard. I can't pronounce. Whatchamagotchet. It was real hard to pronounce, but it was a beautiful area of New Zealand. Okay, you come on back, Miss Patricia. So, anyway, thank you for letting me get that eating out. You know, I have stories, and I have to tell you my stories. So I've been running behind. I'm trying to get the last minute retreat stuff ready and running around like a chicken with my head cut off. We're down here. Mark's so good. He was down here helping me because he knew I was kind of ready to lose it. And I went to move my chair. He said, is there anything I can do to help? And finally I said, could you make me a peanut butter and jelly sandwich and bring me some grapes and a glass of ice and a Coke because I need the energy. And I went to turn my chair around, knocked both the can off and the cup of ice with Coke in it off. It got on my sewing machine table. It got on my floor, which is not moisture resistant. The whole 12 ounces went everywhere. Nadine is here. Hello, Nadine. So, oh my gosh, Coke everywhere. Mark ran to the garage and got his paper towels. We were sopping up stuff like mad. In fact, let me show you something. I mean, paper towels full of soda. And you know that when you spill something sugary, you're washing it up for months. So I said, I'm probably going to stick everywhere, stick on the floor, stick on the table. But I was so grateful he was here to help. I said, thank goodness. You notice the room's kind of cleaned out? Because I told him, I don't think I can do the live stream if all of my retreat stuff is piled everywhere. I was starting to feel overwhelmed by the sheer amount of boxes of totes and all the things that I have to take. So anyway, so that's my one story. We didn't fight. We didn't cuss. We just got busy and sopped and washed and sopped and washed. And he was so sweet. He said, let me get down on the floor. And I handled the upper surfaces and we just pitched right in. So it's so much fun to be a Deb. And you notice I say a Deb. So hello. I've got bunches of stuff to show you. I've got our upcoming landscape to talk about. I've got some Christmas ornaments that I'm doing as a make and take for the retreat to show you. Then I've got, I made the 45 scissor fobs, show you that, and some of my pin cushions that I'm going to take to sell to show you. So let's get busy. It is so good, though, to be here to say hi. I was planning on doing our live stream from the camper today like I did last year. If any of you are curious what my camper's like inside, I did a live stream last year. It's I've come a long way in a year, but it'll at least let you see it. But if you remember right, we either have bad gas or something going on with that motorhome, and we have it doesn't have any power, so it's staying here. Now we found out, I think it's Wednesday night, it's supposed to drop to 18. Secretly, I'm excited. Yes, I have to pay a lot more to go, but I'll stay nice and warm. So anyway, oh, you sweetheart, thank you. And I just want to remind you that the pineapple fabric sale is coming up, and I will be there. Yay! So don't forget. And it's not. And if you don't live in North Carolina and can't drive here, don't worry. They do a 15% off sale the same week online. Oh, and did you see, Nadine? What was the line of fabric? They had a whole line of Edita Sitar fabric on sale the other day for $3.99 a yard. I forget the name of it, but oh, so pretty. It was a real, a tender, calm floral, really pretty. And Crystal Farm, thank you, Nadine. Nadine is a huge fan of Edita Sitar. And I've been noticing somebody is doing, one of the fabric companies, I think, is doing series on YouTube of Edita Sitar working on her quilts. So we're very excited. You're in my town. Oh, Pineapple Fabrics. Let me put up the address again. I'm putting it up again for Miss Polly. Your name does look familiar, Miss Polly. But here is the address. It's in Archdale. Takes me about 1 hour or just a little less. And I'm in far western North Winston-Salem. But, oh my gosh, honey, I wish you could have gone with me last month. They sometimes have fabric by the yard, a fabric by the pound, pardon me. And it's like $10.99 a pound. Well, and you get about 3 yards for 1 pound. So that works out to $3 and something a yard. I mean, I'm a happy girl when that happens. So yeah, Polly, put them on. And if you go to pineapplefabrics.com, sign up for their newsletter. And that way you can get those daily flash sales. We put this back up for just a touch longer. pineapplefabrics.com. They are the best company. If you sign up for their free newsletter, they'll email you and say, oh, they're having a flash sale today. And I mean, I've gotten fabric for as low as $1.50 a yard. So pineapplefabrics.com. I love promoting them. They're nice people. And they are also, now, I always forget their sister shop. It's up in New Hampshire. If anybody can come up with it, please bail me out. But, I can't remember. But I know one of y'all will remember, thank goodness. What is Busy Pat into today? Keepsake. Thank you, Sonia. Keepsake Fabrics. They are a sister. It's like, I don't know if it's the same family or what, but the Pineapple Fabrics down here is like the cutting and packaging part of Keepsake Fabrics store in New Hampshire. And so it's all amazingly beautiful fabric. And they're just lovely people. So every month, if you want to, Polly, go back and look at some of my videos because I go to every sale and film it. It's just so much fun. So I wanted to show you, I hope nobody that's going to my retreat is watching, but this is the beautiful bag that Carol Hodges did for our group. Every year she volunteers to embroider our totes. No, Patricia Fry, Pineapple Fabrics is in Archdale, which is, it's like below High Point, not far below High Point. So it's in the Piedmont region. So, but anyway, isn't that sweet? Isn't that, I just love it. She's so talented. And she has a big embroidery machine and does exquisite work. So I give her a huge round of applause, Carol Hodges, and she's amazing. So, and she has to drive probably an hour and a half to probably 2 hours to the retreat. But she's been coming the whole time, and I'm just tickled to death with her. So anyway, but that's what Carol does. And this year, she's a very kind person. And this year, as she did last year, she said, if people want to donate a $5 donation, I will personalize their tote. So on the back side where there's this pocket, she will personalize, and you can tell her whether you want, first name, last name, monogram, whatever, and she'll do it. 20 ladies wanted this done. So she raised $100 extra for the camp where we take our retreat. Hi, Lillian. Hi, sweetie. I sure do have a crystal quilter. You also live in North Carolina. Who services my machine? Mostly us. It's kind of tricky. There is a man out in Hickory, North Carolina. He's in Hickory, and I'm trying to think. He's had this sewing machine shop forever, and they will service it. So I'm trying to remember the name. It's like a man's name. And if you look in Hickory, around Hickory, Virginia, who is the sewing machine repair person there? I know for sure that he will do it. And, but it's tricky. And I don't know, I would love to keep up with you, Lillian, because I wonder do you have any of the tension problems that I tend to have with my crystal quilter? I mean, I love it in some ways, but fighting that tension gets old, and I didn't know if you had that problem. So, but anyway, if you look up sewing machine repair in Hickory, North Carolina, you should be able to see it. And I think it's a man's name. I don't have time to look it up here. And normally my Susan, who's so amazing, She's taking some time off to try to heal from losing her sister this week. But, I'm tickled to see you, Lillian. Tickled to see you. And I'd love to chat more. In fact, let me put my email address. Anybody who would like to join our group, Our Time to Quilt. Whoops. Tension is also your problem. Yep. Our Time to Quilt at twc.com. Because I can give you a few hints, because it was really bad with tension at first, and now it's less bad. So I can give you some hints. So keep hold of my email address, and we'll email each other about. I live in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. I don't know if you live close enough to me that we can maybe get together and kind of put our heads together and see if there's anything we can do. Because I got such a good deal on it, I don't want to buy a new expensive one. But, tension gets old, doesn't it? I mean, it's frustrating. All right. So, and the man who does the repair also has a little fabric shop attached to it. So, yeah, our tension things are just terrible. So, anyway, okay. What was I talking about? I don't know if y'all can remember what I was talking about. Pineapple Fabrics, wonderful company. I just love them. But there was something else that I was going to say, and now I have kind of forgotten. But, so last week I was talking about scissor fobs, and I made these scissor fobs last week. I mean, they're okay, but they're and they're made out of my paper beads that I love making. Girls, if I'm not quilting, I'm probably making paper beads. Someone asked last week, what's the best paper to make paper beads with? Believe it or not, I use junk mail. I use leftover copy paper, like if I make a list of something I need to do. Like, this is my list for today of all the things I need to do. But once I'm done with this, I don't like throwing paper away. It's a resource. I know that makes me sound like a hoarder, and I'm really not, but I kind of hate throwing stuff away. And I grew up in Virginia Beach, Virginia, and we made a Mount Trashmore, and it was a garbage site, and they piled it up and then somehow capped it off and put land over it and turned it into a park. But it kind of always stuck with me that look at all that trash, and what are we going to do? So I like to recycle, although then it just sits in my house, doesn't it? But anyway, I use any paper. You can go and buy scrapbooking paper, and you can get really good sales on it. And if you want to do a really pretty barrel bead, then you pretty much have to get a little better paper. But a friend of mine had a paper bead bracelet on recently, and she said they make it in, I forget what country. It's one of those fair trade deals. And the women make the beads out of American magazines. So you can make paper beads out of anything. And what I do is usually get like this scrap paper and get a pretty fabric. I do make fabric beads too, but a pretty paper to put and glue it along the top. So it's about this wide. And that way it makes your pretty paper go farther, because there's always junk mail. In fact, it's so funny now. Every time Mark drops the mail with me, I start going through it going, what can I make a bead out of? The beads with these scissor fobs were made out of the linings, the safety linings of envelopes. So what I did is, okay, let me get back into time. Oh, I know what you mean. Diana Wright knows so much about these issues. Oh, thank you, Cheryl. That was sweet. So now, are you ready to see the new fobs I made? But anyway, the ladies, when they sent me their sign-up information and their checks, would send these envelopes that had safety paper printed or safety print on the inside. And I thought, that's so pretty. I hate to waste it. So here are the fobs I made them. And I think they turned out right cute. Now, what I did is I took and put okay, here's one I made for myself. That's blue safety paper out of envelopes, the pink beads, and then I put a charm on the bottom that says, I love sewing. So I put a metal charm for them on the bottom, and this is on elastic string, so it's real easy to put it. I'll show you. It's really easy to put it on a pair of scissors. And this is important because you need to mark your stuff when you go to classes or retreat, because everybody has the same stuff. And I used to write on my stuff, but then it kind of wore off, even when you used a permanent marker like a Sharpie. But see this? Now this stays. Oh, you're so sweet, Nadine. But anyway, so now this stays on my scissors, and it's out of the way. It doesn't bother me. And I know that this with the blue beads, those are my scissors. So real easy. I got the elastic on Amazon. It was a spool of beading elastic. Here's another I made for one of the ladies. Isn't this a pretty one? She sent me, whoops, let me see if it'll focus. She sent me her payment in a beautiful card and matching envelope. I said, that's too pretty to put away. It had little pale flowers. So I made this specifically for her because she wrote me the sweetest note. And when you're trying to do the business for 45 attendees, it's a chore. And this was just so sweet that she took the time to send me a kind card. So I made this to take to her. But anyway, let's just pull out a couple of these others. They're the beads I made out of safety paper. And then I went to the dollar store. Well, I first went to Joann's and paid $4 something for a pack of these. I love the metallic beads. Well, then I stopped by the dollar store to get tablecloths for the retreat and found these beautiful pastel metallic beads for $1 a pack. So I got a bunch of them for $3. So I thought they kind of classed up the thing. So these fobs have a metal charm of a safety pin. So I have all different kinds of metal charms. Some of them, here is a spool of thread, charm. And then I had some charms made with love. Whoops. A made with love charm. So I got all of those, off eBay that came from China. So I made the 45 scissor fobs, and I'm just giving them to them as a treat to show them how much I appreciate them coming to our retreat, because I'm very lucky. We are raising this year just about $11,000, and that's what I was going to tell you. Okay. We have our camp at our retreat at Camp Walter Johnson. It's in North Carolina, and it's a Salvation Army camp. And they do such good work there. They reach out and help so many people and do beautiful workshops, and they do summer camps for underprivileged children, some of who it's the only food they get during the day for their summer. So I love supporting it. It's a beautiful place. It was a farm. And Walter Johnson is the man who gave the property to the Salvation Army, because back in World War II, he was away from home and very lonely, and the Salvation Army helped him out when he was over at the war. And so he remembered that, and when it came time, he knew he had no children. He left it to the Salvation Army, and they do a beautiful job of maintenance. It's a beautiful place. It's a peaceful place. We follow their footsteps. and their way of doing things when we go, and it's just lovely. And so I appreciate their work, and I love when we go. So we have a great time, and then it brings in revenue for them to do their wonderful programs. And that's a win for everybody. All right. Now, let's see. And I'm going to see what you're doing on there. Just to tell everybody, Yahoo is going to be withdrawing all of our ability on our Yahoo site, our Time to Quilt site. They're going to withdraw files, folders, photos, and they're kind of downscaling. They've had a great run, but they've made that decision. We thank them for all the years we're able to use their site to have these free, absolutely free sites. So we've decided we're switching to Groups.io. I am going to keep our group. Oh, that's wonderful, Dan. Oh, and real quick, Nadine, I just wanted to say happy 30th anniversary for the reunification of Germany. What a wonderful, wonderful, heartwarming thing that was when Germany reunified families, reunified friends. Wonderful. So I just wanted to tell Nadine, happy 30th anniversary to Germany. They are such a powerhouse. So how wonderful. Just wonderful, wonderful. I love celebrating that. So anyway, I was getting ready to tell you something. About the retreat. Oh, good job, Vicki. So you are able to get you're able to get the live stream in your studio. So wonderful. Diana Wright, you remember the day? I remember everyone jumping up on the wall and starting to bash it down, and with such glee. I mean, it's just amazing. So, but I'm so glad to see all of you here. So anyway, I forgot what I was saying before that. I know what, the Yahoo group. We're switching to Groups.io. I'm going to keep us a private group. Invitation, you have to be approval, not invitation only, but approval. So you are welcome. Any of you who already are members of our Yahoo group, you can just go over to Groups.io and look for Our Time to Quilt. And you can just send me a little thing and I'll go, yep. But also, any of you who'd like to join our group, just send me an email, and I'll write this email address again. Tell me a little bit about yourself, and we'd love to have you join our group. So it's Our Time to Quilt at Groups.io. So let me type it. Hold on a second. Our Time to Quilt at twwc.com. And our group is Our Time to Quilt at Groups.io. And I want to thank the people who are helping, Susan and Busy Pat, who are helping. We're going to try to transfer all of our files and photos over. So I'm excited. All right. So now, you don't worry. I'm going to try to get it done by December 1st, but we will get it done. But what is it with Germany? They do love David Hasselhoff. I never quite understand, but it makes him happy. So I made a whole bunch of these I made a bunch of these. Well, let me show you. I got so much to show you. Okay. When we have our retreats, we tell people bring a yard sale table, bring stuff for the giveaway table. And if you make something or have something you won't use anymore and you want to sell them, bring it. So I love that part because I've gotten great deals like my Yazzie bag and Let me show you. I have been a busy girl. Here's some more. These are the finger, like a ring pin cushion. So, your new pegboards came in. Yay, Patricia, I can't wait to see that room. You know we're going to want to see it, don't you? You know it, girlfriend. Okay, let me see. Here's some more, but I made a bunch of these. And then I have a couple of, you remember my ladybug. I have a couple of those to sell. And then I made these new things. I got some of these plastic shot cups from the dollar store because I thought, what if I could make a pen cushion in them? And then I realized they needed to be weighted down or otherwise they'd be top heavy. So can anybody tell what I used to weigh them down? You might think I'm a weird person, and I decorated them with some little sequins. But anybody see what I've got to weigh them down? So I made those because I thought they were kind of cute. I don't know. Maybe people will say, nah, but I made these. Lentils, Sonia, you are brilliant. I got to remember I'm going to give you an extra charm when it comes to the, oh, that was cute, but she has just tiny little lentils. It does look like dried peas. Lentils saved England during the World War II. These are a good source of protein. We should eat them more than we do because they're actually can be right good. You know, saute up some, and here's all the rest of. You can tell I've been a busy girl. So let me put all this back in here. I'll show you my other ones. So I've been every evening I've been sewing until past midnight. But so anyway, got these made. I like selling something inexpensive so they have something for Christmas presents for other people. Oh, I forgot to bring my necklaces. Oh my gosh. I made some gorgeous necklaces. I have those clear glass cabochons with the little tray, and I put beautiful quilt photos, bright photos in them. But I made a bunch of my owl pin cushions. I love my little owl pin cushions. Let's see if I can find some different colors. And they all have their little personalities. So, here's a brown one. It's so funny. I pick up these and I can remember what TV show I was watching while I made it. But anyway, I made a whole bag of these too. So I'm excited. And when I get back from the retreat, what I have left over, I'm going to try to make an Etsy site. And so anyway, but all right. So what are y'all doing? Oh, I love turning a coffee cup into a pin cushion. That is wonderful. And in all my pin cushions, I have ground walnut shells, so it sharpens your pins and needles. And then I stuff it nice and full of poly stuffing so that the pins actually stay in there. All right. I was hoping to have some fabric and to kind of show you, but this is going to be our next landscape. It's going to be a simple, easy landscape. So, and I'm going to do the larger swaths of fabric, swatches. This will be like a little body of water. And I'm going to find some really interesting fabrics to do the different ridges with. And I'm going to use some of my hand dyed to do the sky. I want it to be a pastel sky. And then I wanted just these two trees. And you notice there's no leaves really. I might end up adding a branch, just a little branch of leaves. But I want to use some really pretty fabric that shows the trunk. So I've got this. It'll be on a pattern on this paper. And I, of course, will offer it free to anybody who wants the pattern. So I'll have that after I get back from the retreat. So, and within 2 weeks, I'll have it available. I'll do a little video and tell you, you can just reach me at my email. I will give you a free pattern. It's going to be about this big, not too big, but that big. And it's going to be much easier for y'all to do. And then what you'll do, if you want to do it fancier, you can do thread painting, and I'll actually be showing you. You know how I go through all of that. So that's going to be our next landscape series. But I wanted to try something simpler so that if you are still afraid to try one, then, hi, Diane 57, darling. But so that if you're still hesitant about trying one, it's piece of cake. I promise. So you know how Deb is. I normally overdo it, get carried away. I said, not this time. Edible pen cushions. That would be terrible because I try to keep my hands busy so I don't eat, but that's cute. I love it. I tell you what, sometimes when I see some of the pen cushions that look like cupcakes and stuff, I'm like, oh man, that would kill me because I don't want to be thinking about that. I tell you what, Diane 57, when she zoomed in and got that person before I even had a chance to say, oh my God, I don't know how she was on that so fast. It cracked me up. I laughed when I watched the replay of the live stream. And okay. And I just looked at this fob again, and I just think that's so pretty. So I bought, just a couple dollar store beads, 3 beads and from a big pack from the dollar store, and homemade paper beads. I think pretty good, huh? So, I know, don't the weekends go so fast? I've noticed as I get older, the weeks go by fast. And I resent, Wednesdays are my least favorite day because I have so much to get done. And when Wednesday comes, it just reinforces all that I haven't done. So anyway, okay. So now we're going to do a tutorial and I'll show you what it's going to be about. I don't know if you have seen these on YouTube. Shabby Fabrics has a tutorial, and these are called Scandinavian stars. And so I'm going to show you how to make them. So simple. All right, so let me I've got the hot glue gun heated up. Let me show you. This week, I'm doing a make it, take it table, which means everything you need to make it is provided for you. Let me tilt it that way a little bit. Everything you need to make it is provided for you. So here's the little tub, and I'll show you what I've got. I've got glue sticks because you need a hot glue gun and glue sticks. I've got ribbon, silver, gold, and this is like a ropey ribbon, and then this green, I forget what you would call that, but it's very, very delicate. Tulle, I guess a green tulle ribbon. And then I made up these sandwiches with red Christmas fabric, white Christmas fabric with some bling, you know me, and it has been fused with a heavy fusible in the middle. So I cut up a bunch of these are these 6 inches or 6.5? These are now 6 inches, okay? I started out with the fabric 6.5 inches, and here is the other colorway, which is red on one side, green on the other side, and you get the paper-backed heavy fusible, and you iron it to the wrong side of each fabric, peel off the paper, put them wrong sides together again, press it really good, and then they're stuck together. And I used a little bit of interfacing to give them a little bit of stiffness so they'll hold their shape better. Let me get a piece of this so we can do the tie when we're done. I was just surprised, though. I went to Joann Fabrics, and there's spools of ribbon that I know it was some time ago, but they were about 99 cents for a spool, or now about $2.50 a spool, I think. Darn it. So, but this is so that when I get there, I can set up that table. I also had to make instructions because there was a video tutorial, but no written instructions. And I can't show them the video tutorial. So once you make, and I want them to be able to come to that table and take care of it themselves. I've got so much to do at the retreat. I don't need to be walking them through this step by step. So once you make this, both right sides of fabric, I call it a sandwich. Got the fusible in the middle. Once you make this, you put it on your cutting board and you cut out 1/2-inch strips. 1 6-inch block makes 12 1/2-inch strips. Okay, that's easy math. So I've already got these cut apart. So in fact, Mark cut them for me. Thank you, Mark. All right, now I've got a hot glue gun here ready. And what you do is you take and you make a cross. And just to find the middle, you just bend them in half, bend it in half, there. But, so now I know where the middle is here, and I know where the middle is here. On the middle on this one, you put a spot of hot glue. Then you take and put this across it. So now you've made a cross. What you're going to do now is take 2 more of these cute little strips, and I had to re-iron some of these, and that got a little off. So what you're going to do is this strip goes over the top, so you lay this. So now this strip is under that, okay? And you make sure it lines up, and it's reasonably close. You know, you don't want them actually touching each other sideways. But then you put another spot of glue here and press it down. Then you come and do the same thing here. Now you could press them all halfway so you're exactly right. But you know, Deb, I'm in a hurry. I don't have time or patience. You know me. So I just put it a little bit close there, press down on the hot glue. Okay? That's pretty simple, isn't it? So now you get 3 more of these. This time you're going to weave them. So if this strip runs under the center, then this one, this runs over top of the center. This one now, you know, just weave it. I'm sorry, I'm saying it all wrong. Little tired. But okay, so now I put this one in here, okay? Now to keep it in place, I'm going to take and first lift back this, put a dot of glue below it, press it down, okay? Then here, I lean this back, put a drop of hot glue there, lean this, put a drop of hot glue here. All right. So there we go, okay? Then I want to put one on this side. So I have to lift this up and slip it under there, okay? So it's just, you know how to do a plain basket weave. And make sure the ends are lined up good, pretty good. They don't have to be perfect, but you aim for pretty close. Okay. And happy Veterans Day tomorrow to all of our veterans out there and veteran spouses. You've all been through it. When I grew up in Virginia Beach, the Navy wives were my heroes. Let me tell you, I don't know how they did it. All right, so see what you've got now? You've got this. Yeah, it's like making a lattice pie crust. Absolutely. So now what you're going to do is put it on the side like it's an X. You take this far piece and you take this piece and you're going to put them together like this, okay? Yeah, put them together like this. So I want to put the hot glue on this one on the right. Put a dot of hot glue there and line this up. And you have them line up kind of overlapping so it makes that kind of V shape. Let me show you again here. You put a spot of glue on this one here. You bring both of these up and put them together like perpendicular to each other, okay? This doesn't look right. What am I doing wrong? Hold on. Ah, I know what I'm doing wrong. Hold on. Pretend you didn't see any of that, okay? Pretend you didn't see any of that. Okay, here we go. When in doubt, bring out the original. Now, let me see. I don't know how I did it that it was wrong, but I will get it right. All right, this time I'm going to put glue here and do it this way. It's different. Be careful with the hot glue. Okay, so now I will do it. I don't know if I was doing it wrong or not, but this way I know is right. Okay, so you just bring them up and turn them over this way so you can kind of see them. And if the little piece comes apart, just put a little hot glue. Sometimes that fusible can be tricky to work with. Okay, now, and you go across the big opening and bring them up. Okay. Oops, this is not sticking. Okay. And yes, sometimes when I do this, it's not as neat and tidy as I would like it to be. It doesn't always work as good as I want it to work. But I do it live without all the editing, because the editing shows you what to do if everything's going right. But I know a lot of you have the same problems I do, and I want you to see me try to figure out what didn't work and how to do it right. So, all right. And so it's just a matter of putting these this way. Okay. And this one's not, that fusible didn't always work. So I just hot glue it, stick it back together. So now you have this, okay? Now what we do is we've got 6 more of those little strips. So we put that over, let it cool. Now we're going to make the strips white side up. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do, pinch the middle, pinch the middle. This is a inexpensive, you just have to buy fusible Christmas fabric, contrasting Christmas fabric, and little ribbon. So easy peasy. Now I'm going to come in and put this under, because this one's on the top. Put this under and put this one underneath, because remember, you're doing like a lattice pie or a basket weave. Okay. So now I'm going to take, each time I put that in, wherever it touches another piece of fabric, it has to be hot glue. Okay. And where this touches, I'll go ahead and just put a dot in the middle here. Where this touches, hot glue. Okay, so that's the first side. Now you're going to turn it, because this needs some partners. It's sitting here all by itself. Now see, this one really, it was funny. I was trying to get ready and put my makeup on. I put the iron on these pieces because Mark said when he was cutting them, honey, they're not all sticking. So I put the iron back on them, but I was so busy doing my makeup and hair that I forgot. And so, I must have thrown them away. I was going to show you. They turned brown, burnt. They got very yellow. They got way too hot. And I didn't even smell it or anything. All right, so just weaving these under. So see, this comes on the top, so it has to go under. So I put that there and put that. All right, so see how it's, this piece is under, over, under. This piece is over, under, over, over, under, over. So now I just need to put hot glue. Everywhere it touches another piece of fabric, it has to be hot glued. Okay, and this place too. And don't forget, Shabby Fabrics has this tutorial on eBay. Thank you for Shabby Fabrics for this great tutorial. Sometimes I love making a little something to give to friends and family at the holidays, but sometimes it's hard to find something that doesn't take forever. Last year, there was a Moravian fabric star. I still haven't even finished one. I ordered the fabric, everything needed for it, and then realized, oh, this is a bear. So, and somehow I can never look at a picture and figure out it's too much for me to do. All right, so now you've got it, that weave. You turn it on an angle like it's an X, and you take and bring these up, put a drop of glue here. Ooh. Okay, put this on, kind of hold it. All right, turn it, bring up everywhere you have that big opening, bring this up. Hot glue there. Press this across. Now, you know, I've been very lucky. I've made all of these without really burning myself. But I am a firm believer in having a bowl of ice water when you're going to use the hot glue, okay? So now turn it this way. Fold it up. Put the hot glue. And there. Okay. And one last one. Now you're going to see, what do you do next? What do you do with these two little pieces, these two halves? Okay, so now you have two halves, okay? And see how they're opposite? All right. So now what you're going to do, whoops. Is you're going to put them on top of each other. So you take the red side of one, put it on the white of the other. Now, if you try to put them like this, they're not going to fit good. So just tilt it a little so these little pretty sections lay on the flat piece. See how I did? I just kind of, they were like this, and I put it on just a little crooked so that these pieces can fit there. So now what you're going to do now is take these single pieces, put it underneath this piece, and put a little glue. And I'm going to tell you right now, it's going to stick out. Don't worry. It's going to stick out. Don't worry. Just glue it and don't burn yourself. But just lift this up, put a little glue, and stick it. There. Okay. Whoops. Whoops. Hold on. Okay, let me get these lined up right. Okay. And see how it has some left over? Don't worry. We're going to handle that. Go to the next one. Put this underneath. Put this one underneath here. Okay. Now put glue where you know it'll touch that little crossed part. Put glue here where you know it'll touch that little crossed part. All right. So see? Now, we did 4 of those, but there's 8 of them. So now you flip it over and you take these little singles, put it underneath, go to this one, put it underneath, this one, put it underneath, and this one, and put it underneath. Then you go back, put glue where you see it's going to touch the fabric above it, and pinch that. Then on here, see where it's going to touch, put glue here, and pinch it carefully. Don't burn yourself. Try to line it up right in the middle. Okay, this other one that hadn't been glued down yet, put a drop of glue right in the middle, and one more. Put glue here and right in the middle. Now, you're almost done. What you do is you pick up and see you've got these you have to trim. So with the scissors, you just cut that excess fabric that sticks up past the pretty part. And it's good to get a stout little scissor because you're cutting through fusible and everything. So trim this one, but just go around and trim them so they don't show. Trim them even with the pretty part. And it's good to have nice, tough little scissors because that's a lot of fabric you're cutting through. Fabric, fusible. But you just go around and trim all these points so they're pointy again. This one didn't glue in the right place, so I'm going to pull it loose again. Okay. Get that in the right place. Then trim off that to a point again. And trim this off to a point. All right. I see my glue came loose. Let me try this again. And then here the fabric came apart, so I'm just going to take a strip of glue. There we go. All right, so there we are. Now we have the finished star. And she was on Shabby Fabric. She was talking about you can put this on your tree and put some of your Christmas lights inside of it. So it'll kind of sparkle through the star. You see that? So I really like it. It costs very little, especially if you use your coupons. And you probably have Christmas fabric handy that you can make it. So the last thing to show you, and this is white and silver and red and silver. So let me unplug my glue gun since I'm finished now. Those glue guns scare me. I tell you, they scare me more than rotary cutters. So what I'm going to do is take this ribbon and I'm going to put it through, just through a point. She was saying if you wanted to, you could use a hole punch, but I can tell that hole punch would be a real pain. And I'm trying to decide which one of these to put it through. Let me look at it both ways. But you just put this through one of those little star legs, little star point things. Yeah, this looks good. You put the ribbon through, and that way you know it won't come loose, okay? And you just tie a knot on the end of your 2 loops. This is on the end that has the 2 ends. Whoops, hold on, guys. My fingers aren't working. Do you know that is the truth, though? I have been doing so much sewing and gluing and knotting and tying and gathering. So here you go. So then you just have this loop, and you can either leave the end like this, or you can turn it around so the end is stuck inside there. But there's your Christmas ornament, and it'll be really pretty when you hang on your tree if you put a little light bulb, one of the little miniature light bulbs inside. And so there it is. What do you think? An earring. Okay, let's see how that would work. Hold on. Now she's got me curious. That is a big earring. Nadine, you're so cute. So anyway, so that's today's project. I always like to have projects for you. And hold on, let me put this back away because, you know, Deb, I'll forget it. I've got so much going on and I'm a wee bit tired. So let's see. Oh, got to put my red and green one, or green and red. Isn't that pretty? And how pretty would that be with a light in there? So I think I've got some more to make for all my kids and anybody that I get to see over Christmas. So there we go. Any questions on how to make that? The earring was Diane's idea. Diana, you're so cute. You're so cute. So I tell you what, we have a station here, I think 99.5. It starts playing Christmas music right after Halloween, I think. I get so tired of Christmas music for 2 months. Please. Today's food is grapes. I'm still nuts about these grapes, ladies. So let's see. Now we have some pictures. So if you will, I'm just going to turn off a couple lights today because I don't have a whole bunch of them. But let's see how it does this way. Now let me remember how Mark told me to turn this so I don't mess it up. I can't do it that way. I tried, Mark, doing it your way, but... And all my outdoor plants have frozen off. I'm so sad. I've got to wait a while and then they'll be back. All done. All right, let me get the pictures, gang. Miss Diana Wright is our amazing... Oh, I know what I wanted to do. Hold on. While we're doing photos, hold on. Let me... Hold on. Nope, no, it wasn't. Whoops. Okay. Hold on. Let me look. Let me see. Hold on just a second. Oh, poo. Okay, I wanted to show you how do I, when I decide to make a new quilt, how do I go about it? Well, the first thing I'm going to do is make a new folder and put mountain. Whoops. Hold on. Okay. Mountain landscape. All right. So I make a new folder. Says Mountain Landscape. Now, what I'm going to do is go to the viewer's art. This is where I saved ideas for this. So I'm going to come along here and copy all of these views I got. Some of them, you noticed I saved the same thing twice. Because what I do when I decide that I want to make a new quilt, I go online and I start looking for existing images of what I'm thinking of doing. Whoops. How did I do that? Let me go back and try it again. Hold on. Hold on. Okay. But I gather these up, and this time I kind of put them I just popped them in a folder real quick. Hold on. I popped them in a folder real quick, but anyway, but you get the idea. I make a folder of all of the scenes that I see that I like. And let me show you some, and then I can kind of tell you why I chose the ones I did. Okay. This is the one that gave me the idea, oh, I want a pastel sky. And that way I can use some of my hand-dyed fabrics. And then it also, what I liked about it is I loved the wavy horizontal lines of the different mountains and hills. So I said, so that's why I put that one in my folder. Okay, let me go to the next one. I love this deer and thought, you know what? Maybe I'll put a deer in it if there's room for it. But when I see it and it has something I like, I love the big mountains. And it was interesting to watch the way that water went. Now, I'm not going to do it that way, but each of these gave me ideas that I might like to, it's like, ooh, okay, I love the colors of this. And I love single strips of fabric. See, don't make this one hard. Make this enjoyable. I think that sky is absolutely beautiful. I like the way they did the water. They used the light part where they thought the sun would catch it. So I look at these pictures, I get ideas. I don't copy anyone's ideas. Now, I bet you can tell where I got my idea for my tree placement. When I saw this, I loved it. And I loved the bark and just looking at that. And I said, I want a couple trees. I love that it's off center and you're looking through. So I said, I want trees in my quilt. So this is just kind of showing you how I work and what I think. I loved this one for the little wildflowers at the bottom. I thought, wow, okay, that's cool. And I love their use of this fabric. It's very modeled for the mountains. So that's this is how I start my work, is doing research. Okay, this one I'm not going to do this time, but it really made me want to do another. I love this period. And when I go camping, this time of day is called the gloaming, Gloaming. And I love that time period, or that time of day, because the trees become a dark green black. It's like everything just becomes shapes. They lose their color. But look at this. I just think that's absolutely beautiful. So one day I might consider it'll just remind me, you might want to make a quilt of that point of the day. So then I went looking for quilts. Okay, it might be nice to have some water. How do I incorporate water into a mountain scene? This is absolutely charming. It has the fence and the rocks and all that, but I'm determined to keep this one simpler, but it gave me some ideas. All right, this is more flowers in the woods, gave me that idea, and then the mountains in the background. this is another idea for adding water to a scene. Okay. Let me see. Another one just to show me how to do a pastel sky. And I love the colors. It reminded me to use batiks and models for the different hills and mountains. I think that's charming. So what it is, it's an idea folder more than exactly how to do it. Now, this one gave me the idea I liked of how to put the water in. Although this one worried me. I thought, doesn't it just run all out right here? But it told me, make sure I have a rugged enough shoreline over here so it doesn't make it look like it's going to spill out. But I loved the different mountains and how some are bold and some are more faded and foggy. And now this is fascinating. I love the way the person did this. And it works. It strips, unusual strips, because it's not supposed to be mountains. It's supposed to be a plain. But it works. All the different strips and all the different colors. And it just kind of makes me think about a big wheat field in front of the houses. So that told me use the strips of fabric. I like it. Here is another one. I like the way he did the sky. I like the gentle rolling swells of land. I love the way it was quilted to make it look like crops were growing. It's just a beautiful, charming quilt that I love. All right, so that's what I was going to show you about that. I have a whole bunch more. I could go on for a long time, but I probably go and gather 40 photos that I think I would like. Oh, I'm going to go ahead and do one more thing while I'm here. I'm going to go back to my mail. Hold on just a second. All right. Where is it? Okay. I got an email from Fabric Wholesale Direct. Okay. Whoops. What is this camera doing? Oops. I must have done that. There we go. Fabric Wholesale Direct. Okay. And I have ordered fabrics from them before. They're the ones that have bolts of tulle for $14. But this is what caught my eye. Any of you that have arthritis problems, problems with your hand, it makes it difficult for you to cut fabric, look at what they have. And that's what they use at Fabric Direct. Okay? And let me just show, I don't often promote products, and I don't have any connection with Fabric Wholesale Direct. I've only bought tulle from them. But let me show you this. Whoops. Well, okay. I already have it. Let me go to here. Here it is. Whoops. Now, wait a minute. Hold on. I thought I had it on here. Yep. I just saw it. Oh, poo. I'm not able to find it. But anyway, I went Fabric Wholesale Direct, and I went to their site. It's $39. It comes with the charges because it's a cordless cutter, which is extra good. Oh, here it is. I found it. All right. Because I wanted to see. Sometimes these, what is my, hold on. I wanted to see how much it is. This set is $39.99. And I'm not trying to sell you anything, but it comes with two different type of blades. One's for paper, one's for fabric. It comes with the charger, the charging stand. So I just thought I would show you this because I recently had to buy another one, and I spent the same for Black & Decker. But I just think this is really good. Mine didn't come with the quick change blades either. I would love, Christmas time, I'd love to have electric scissors to cut Christmas wrapping paper. But I'm not trying to sell you anything. I'm just saying this is a good deal. And it has, well, this doesn't really show you that much for now. All right. So then other thing I wanted to bring up was Fat Quarter Shop. This is Corey Yoder. She's absolutely adorable. You probably are aware she does new quilts for the new quilting movement. And I remember when she was just doing blogs, and I knew she had talent, and I knew she was going to go far. So they have been showing Edita Sitar's videos and Corey Yoder on Fat Quarter Shop, and a good place to buy fabric too. So I just thought I'd show you that real quick. Okay, now that we've done that, let's go to our group photos. Hold on. Okay. Now, first, I will show you how wonderful Miss Sonia is doing on her Jenny Buyer. It's now month 8. And look at that. Isn't it beautiful? She has put these new pieces. Hold on, I got a hot glue on my fingernail. Okay. She's put these new pieces on. And, oh boy, I can't wait. Look, oh, she's got her corners on there too. Now I'm seeing that. I love it. Way to go. Yep, she does have her corners on. Oh, honey, they're just gorgeous. Isn't that beautiful? She does such gorgeous work. So I have lost my corners. They've got to be here somewhere. And I thought I was so careful to always put them back in the bag. But I don't know what I've done with my corners. But at least I have all the other pieces I'm taking to the retreat to work on this. So, way to go, Miss Sonia. Love it, love it, love it. All right. Now, and we have Miss Nadine's. Now, I think we showed these last week, but she wasn't here because she did a great job of throwing a birthday party for her sweet pie. So, I love her work. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful work. It's funny because we think of these quilts as Americana. Well, I don't think she thinks of them as Americana. She thinks of them as quilts. Isn't that cute? Love it, love it. And look at this. Aren't they great? So she does really wonderful pin cushions herself. Beautiful work. All right. And there's her beautiful, tons of half square triangles. And look at that bowl. Isn't that beautiful with all of that? She has a designer's eye. She does beautiful work. She knows how to set a scene beautifully. All right, then the last is our Miss Diana's. And as usual, Miss Diana hasn't slept. Okay, and I'm sorry if that microphone, if I was messing with it and you were hearing it. I didn't realize it was banging up against the camera. All right, here, I just wanted to, I know I showed these last week, but with Miss Diana here this week, she forgot what day it was last week, but I don't blame her a bit because she's been working day and night. So, hey, but look at all of those placemats. Beautiful K-facet fabric. Nice work. And look at this. Look at all of those ovals, the large and the small. Oh my gosh, beautiful work. Beautiful work. All right. This, I believe, is a customer quilt. Look at this. Isn't that gorgeous? Very talented quilter. Beautiful, beautiful. Look at this. And I'm not sure if I'm allowed to tell you, but she just sold a quilt too. So she is Miss Diana is a mover and a shaker. I admire her work more than I can tell you. Just beautiful, beautiful work. She's meticulous and doesn't accept anything less than the best she could possibly do. I mean, look at all of this. Just amazing. I can only imagine that that customer is going to be thrilled with her work. Absolutely beautiful. And that's a big quilt too. Look at all the quilting on the back of that. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Here is a shirt she made. She has lately been making some shirts for people who have fought breast cancer and want something modest while they're recuperating. I love it. She does such beautiful work. Look at that little frilly edge on that sleeve done with her serger. Beautiful work. Look at the neckline. And it lays so flat. Beautiful. And, you know, in fact, I got to go back and show you this. Her gathering is so even. Oh, my gosh. I know good work when I see it. I just don't always do good work. Oh, well, thank you for sending in those photos. And like I said before, we want to know when Diana sleeps because I don't think there are enough hours in a day. I do not. Okay. So don't forget that next week, our live stream, next week, our live stream is on Saturday, 2 p.m. Eastern Time, an hour earlier than normal and on a day earlier than normal because I'm going to do the live stream from the retreat. And I scheduled it so that after we talk for about an hour, then the ladies are going to do their show and tell, and you'll get to see it because I'll film it for you. Okay? So I'm excited. Next Saturday, 2 p.m. And yep, you get ready for bed, Miss Nadine. She's got a big day of work. She has to go back to work. I guess she went back to work this week, but she had some nice vacation time off. Was wonderful. It was so good seeing you. So anyway, I'm going to get ready and say goodnight too. I've got a few more sewing things to pack. Oh, I know what I was going to show you, Pooh. Let me see if I can bring it up. I was going to show you what my car is looking like right now. And it's always funny to look at a car when you're getting ready to go to a retreat because it's always a mess. Now, let me see. Hold on, I got it coming. You ready? This is my sweet car. And as you can see, it's going to retreat. So I couldn't do it without Mark. He helps me every step of the way. So that's Deb's car right now. And I'll be going out and finishing loading it. I've got to put my chair in it. So, but anyway, I'm headed to retreat. We're going to go over tomorrow and unload all the sewing stuff and decorate the big room. It's absolutely a beautiful space, but I'll show you on our live stream. And then I actually leave to go to the retreat bright and early Tuesday morning. And Deb doesn't do early well, so we'll see. But anyway, thank you so much. Night-night, honey, Nadine. Sleep well, honey. And happy 30th anniversary again to the wonderful country of Germany. What would we do without our German friends? I tell you what, when it comes to engineering, there's nothing finer than German engineered. So everybody take good care. Think of Susan. I tell you what, we miss her terribly. Cheryl, I'm so tickled to see you back. It's nice to have our sunshine back in our group. You and Nadine have always been our sunshine. So, Diana, thank you for all the photos. Your work is inspirational, and I mean that truly and honestly. It's absolutely beautiful. I can find beauty in every person's work, but Diana's is like almost overwhelming. I mean, it just sometimes stops me in my tracks when I'm realize what I'm looking at. Lillian, thank you for being here. Please come back. We really enjoyed it. Any of our new people, Polly, I hope she made it. I know that Charlotte's probably gone by now, but thank you, everyone. When you show up, it makes me so happy. Busy Pat, love seeing you. And be thinking, if you want, any of you want to come to my retreat next year in November, it'll be the second week of November, I think 10th through 15th. So it's a fun time that you can just relax and do what you want to do. It's your own sweet time. So, Diane 57, Susan lost her sister this week. There's Polly. She is there. Thank you. My grand dog is named Polly, so I'm very fond of Polly's. So it's so good seeing you, Polly. And Polly, I don't know if you go to Myrtle Beach Quilt Party or something, but I'd love to go out to lunch one day with you, and we'll talk about our, I think it was Polly that had the crystal quilter, or was it Lily? I think it was Lillian had the crystal quilter. But keep in touch with me. Yep, I do. This is my 7th retreat. I do them every year. So Lillian, stay in touch. Earlier on, I listed my email address, and let me know. And hopefully Susan's going to try to come to the retreat next year. So anybody that wants to come, please do. And as always, I'm going to tell you this because I need to hear it myself. Take good care of yourself. Get good rest. The season is changing. It's very cold out there. So have some nice warm chicken soup one night, because I believe it cures just about anything that ails you. But take good care of yourself. We've got the holidays coming up, and you can't take care of others unless you first take care of yourself. So have a good week, and feed your soul, because there's nothing better. I mean, we do all the hard work, but we got to feed our soul. So take good care. I love spending my Sundays with you, and I'll see you next Saturday for a live from the retreat live stream. Take good care. Mwah. So good seeing all of you. Bye, Diana. Right on. Bye. Thank you, Diane 57, for coming in. Thank you, everyone. I was so tickled to see so many of you today. So take good care of yourselves. Bye-bye.